I think in 5 years, I don't think it's ridiculous for me to think that he'll be the best guard in the game.
Yes.
That's not ridiculous for me to think that.
I don't know about all that, chill.
I think he could be the best guard in the game.
You know, we talked about it before. I like his play style more than Luka's. I like his play style more than Luka's.
Right.
But it's hard for me to say that I think he's going to be better than Luka at any point in his career.
I think that I think on the defensive side of the ball, I think that's where the separator is going to be. Luka, as good as he is offensively as a distributor, I think he's the best scorer in the game. I won't argue that. But I think Ant could be up there as a scorer, and I think that when he closes the gap as a scorer, and then as a defender separates himself even more from Luka, I think he could be the best guard in the game.
And I'm all sure I think De'Aaron's better than Ant. So.
Is it crazy to say though that Ant might not even be in his top 5?
Nah, because we haven't even talked about.
That's more likely than him being better than Luka.
We haven't talked about Cooper Flag either, though, Ron. So let's keep.
It's
Cooper
more
Flag
likely and isn't a top 5 player at any point in his career than it is that he'll be better than Luka Doncic.
I don't think Luka's game is going to age as well as you think it is, Mars. And the reason why I don't feel like that is because I see Luka body and I see how he is. I don't think his game is going to age as well as Anthony Edwards' game is going to age. I don't.
You think he's about to be done soon?
You think an explosive guard is going to last longer than a slow-moving half-court superstar offensive player?
Absolutely, and the reason why is because
man, that's crazy. I'm trying to think about who in the NBA history has done that besides Michael Jordan.
Here's the reason why I feel like that. An explosive guard who understands the game. He knows that I don't have
better than Luka Doncic.
I don't have to consistently be explosive. I can be explosive in spots.
So he's going to rely on his jump shooting.
And the game's going to slow down for me, and I'm going to be smarter.
So he's a better jump shooter than Luka Doncic in 5 years from now.
100%. I think his game is going to improve. Yes, I think his game is going to improve. I think he's going to be a better mid-range shooter. I think he's going to be a better scorer. I'm not a better scorer. I'm not saying that. But
so wait, if he's not relying on his athleticism, how is he a better scorer at that point than Luka?
Wait, swipe it. In 5 years, Ant's still going to be peak athleticism. He's going to be a superior.
No, but he said that he's not going to be relying on athleticism. But he said he's going to be a better shooter than Luka. So
yeah,
I'm saying,
but still, we can't ignore the fact that he's still going to be a incredible athlete at 28.
But even with him relying on his athleticism, that doesn't have to be the main part of my game like it is now. Very much like with James, very much like with Bryant, when those guys, as they got older, they still had the ridiculous athleticism. In the process of them having ridiculous athleticism, they knew how to pick spots. They knew when to turn it on. They knew when to go as hard as they could go. They didn't do that the entire game. So it's not like Ant's game is reckless abandonment and he's going to get himself hurt and he's going to be playing like that in 5 years. No, he's going to get smarter. He's going to know.
He is reckless going to the rim, but he's just bigger than everybody.
That's because he is he's 23 years old. In 5 years, when I'm 28 years old.
But what changes for players over time, Chill, that they become less reckless? It's injuries. That's what changes. It's not just the mentality. It's like you get injured at some point.
100% you do. And when does that happen? I think that happens way later. So we're talking in their 30s. And in 5 years, he's going to be in his late 20s. And I think he's going to be smarter as a basketball player.
But Luka's going to be 30.
Luka's going to be 31 in 5 years. Yes.
Is he 26 as of right now?
Yes, today. I think
he turns 26 in February.
So that's what I'm saying. He's 25. So Chill's yapping again. So he's 2 years older.
He was like 6 months off.
Right. So he's 2 years older than Anthony Edwards.
Right.
And yet 2.5. 5 years from now, Luka's going to. What I'm hearing is basically you think Luka's going to decline by that point in time, because unless you're telling me Anthony Edwards, telling me that Anthony Edwards is going to become a first-team All-NBA defender. And somehow you also said he's going to be a better jump shooter than Luka Doncic 5 years from now. I'm trying to make up where's the difference between where Luka is right now, because apparently he's not improving over this point in time. So he's just kind of wall off because his body's going to decline. He's going to be out of shape. He's going to get fat. Who knows? Because you're accounting for that, but you're only accounting for Anthony Edwards staying healthy, becoming a more sound player. He's a baby. He's a baby.
Right.
I mean, yeah, sure. But like, I guess I'm trying to understand from a basketball standpoint, beyond hopes and dreams.
Sure.
What is Anthony Edwards going to be able to do to play basketball better than Luka Doncic 5 years from now when Luka's 30?
Understand the game.
Jokic is 29 right now. And
correct.
most people say he's the best in the world, and
I
I imagine when he turns 30, you'll still think he's the best in the world. So, like, Luka, do you think Luka's just going to decline? Like, he's going to kind of fall off a cliff a little bit?
I don't think that he's going to decline. No, I don't think that. I think that he could level off, but for him to level off, that also means that Anthony Edwards is on a trend. So with Anthony Edwards being on a trend, how does he get better? It's all going to be upstairs, because what he's doing right now, I'm bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody. I run faster. I jump higher. He really doesn't understand the game at the pro level in terms of elite guards. You see the reads that he makes. You see the turnovers that he has. You see his shot selection. So I think that in 5 years from now, the game is going to slow down, because he's going to be put in situations where he's seen how to navigate a short roll. He sees how to navigate a pick and roll. He knows when to isolate. He knows when to speed up. Why? Because I've been deep into the playoffs. I've been in the NBA for the last
Deeper
6,
than
7.
Luka Doncic over the next several years?
I mean, I think that's about roster construction, but I like what Minnesota is doing.
So
their
Luka
with
just
their
averaged
roster.
34, 9, and 9, right? He's
Correct.
a far better playmaker. Far better playmaker than
Yep.
Anthony Edwards.
Mhm.
And you're admitting he's also a pretty significantly better scorer more consistently.
Sure.
So he's a better passer, better playmaker, better scorer, better post scorer, better driver of the basketball,
Yep.
better jump shooter, better three-point shooter.
You know what this
better
sounds to me
mid-range
like?
shooter.
What this sounds to me like, Swiper, this sounds to me like a conversation that isn't a conversation right now, but in 2 years it might be, or in 3 years this may very well be a conversation. And when this becomes a conversation and that guy gets better, now all of a sudden we're now talking about him being better, as opposed to right now where this isn't a conversation right now. That's why we're talking about 5 years from now. So in 5 years, when Anthony Edwards is stronger, when he's more mature, when his basketball IQ improves, when he gets better all around,
Does your
now this
basketball
becomes a
IQ
complete.
improve that much, you think?
Yes, I do. From age 23 to age 28, being in the NBA 5 more years, the defense that I've had to see, the situations that I've had to be in, 100% my basketball IQ will improve. Because I would like to think that he's smart enough, because listening to him talk and seeing his game, he's improved in the last 3 years than what he was 3 years ago. So I'd like to think 3 years from now, he's not going to be the same player and making the same mistakes that he made today 3 years from now. So in 5 years, it's going to be even different.
But you're just only accounting for Luka declining.
Yeah, isn't Luka's IQ gonna get better?
Is Luka's well, I think Luka's IQ is going to get better. Sure, the game's already slow for him anyway, and I already think that Luka came in advanced more than a lot of these younger guys, because he played at the pro level. So,
but your
that
whole
part
argument is
that part I
accounting for
won't
Luka
argue.
declining, though.
That's not my argument. It's
No,
not
he's
Luka
saying
declining.
Luka's gonna
Stop
level
saying
off.
that.
Well,
Right,
level
that's not
off,
what I-
sure, or level.
So
Okay,
you
but
think
those two things are not the same thing.
so you think Anthony Edwards in 5 years will be better than Luka is right now?
I think he could be. And I think that you guys are looking at the 34 game. 34 game does not, I could average 31 a game. I could average 29 a game and be just as good as you. Just because you're getting buckets does not necessarily make you a
I'm
better
not a points
player
per
than
game
me.
merchant at all.
I'm sorry.
He's just also more efficient.
I've never used points per game. So.
Yeah.
No, you have.
I
You
just
got
said he averaged 34,
to
9, and 9.
talk about his true shooting to sway Swiper.
I
But look,
understand that part.
L joke. First day back. L joke.
that was good. That was good. That was good.
Luka's true shooting clears too.
But look, this the only way I can see this, right, is if IQ wise, mentality wise, if Ant can get to that level where Luka is thinking the game, I think, athletically, skill set wise, you know what I'm saying, Ant got it. So if he can learn,
If Ant can get to Luka's IQ, and if I could grow to 7'4",
If you could grow to,
that's Marvin.
Wait, do you think we have to do is some books and you become Luka Doncic?
Let me say
Why
this.
is it ridiculous to think that I
That's
could
not
get
the
smarter
same
as a
thing
basketball
at all.
player?
Not to
And that could-
Luka's level.
Why not? Why is it
Lucas-
ridiculous,
Lucas-
Mars?
Lucas all of a sudden some basketball
You think
guru
anyone
or
can just become
savant?
LeBron James IQ?
yeah, actually,
No.
Ox, yes.
You think
No,
LeBron
he's
James
not.
IQ is just
Yes,
He's a
attainable?
grenade launcher.
No, that's actually what it is.
IQ
He is.
is just attainable.
He was an
You
MVP
become
candidate in the
Chris Paul?
second year. Ox.
So was Joe?
That doesn't mean he has.
What do you mean it doesn't? He was 28. He was like 27, 8, and 8 as a second year player.
I
He's
don't care
19.
about. I don't care about the MVP. I don't care about that.
Well, you can do that Mars stuff all you want because I know that's why y'all do that. I'm not one of them. I value MVP, but I'm saying, it's factual. He averaged 27, 8, and 8. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You can't value the MVP as much as you do, and then in the same breath talk about how biased it is and how political and all this.
I don't think the majority.
Swiper's trying to get a vote, so he has to.
No. Statistically, based on the math, I don't think is as biased as people incline it to be. But I mean, well, beyond human bias, everybody's biased.
Let's stick to.
But no, you brought up the MVP stuff, so stay with your argument. Don't bring up the MVP stuff again. We got 15 days. 15 days, Ox. 15.
I didn't bring up. Did I bring up MVP?
Yes, you did. You said I don't care about MVP stuff.
I didn't hear it.
I said that because you
right quick. Ox, 15 days to what? Swiper?
Boxing gloves. Yeah, it was $29.99. Ox $29.99 as a second year player. That's all I was saying.